with Eric Whitacre, and we're in the interval of our last Coronation concert, which is very exciting. And we're just going to ask him a couple of questions about his virtual choir and what inspired him in the process.
So first of all, what inspired you to start writing?
Start writing music in general. Oh my God.
General question.
I think when I was a child, I always wrote songs on the piano, but like I wrote a song called Baseball Cards, and this was all 8, 9, 10 years old. And then when I was 14, I bought my first synthesizer drum machine and started writing songs in my bedroom. And I wanted to be like Depeche Mode and ran around, and that's what I did all through high school.
Is there something that made you go in a different direction to composers like other Russian composers like Cage or something like that? Was it like a conscious decision or?
No. I mean, actually, so composers. I love John Cage. Stockhausen, I just don't understand. Yeah, you the same.
Yeah.
It's just impenetrable to me.
Yeah.
But there's no question. I take to heart music that moves me, that I love, and so I think of composers like Debussy or Barber or Stravinsky or Bartok, and somehow it gets into my blood, and then it just kind of finds its way into my music. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I certainly don't do it consciously, and I'm not trying to make a voice. It just is the stuff that I love, and then I try to make stuff that I love.
Yeah.
So hence, what inspired the virtual choir idea?
So the virtual choir started with this girl, Britlin Losey. She sent me a fan video saying, I love your music, and she sang the soprano line to a piece I had written called Sleep. And I just had this thunderbolt idea, like, my God, if I could get 50 people like Britlin to all sing at the same time in the same key, and just upload their videos to YouTube, it would sound like a choir, right? And so it was just a silly experiment, and we tried it, and not only did it work, but it was musical. It was weird that everybody crescendoed and decrescendoed at the same time. It made music that lived somehow beyond the technology. And then we released that video and it went viral, and then it sort of made my whole life.
What do you find were the main challenges working with a choir where you don't get to see them, instead of a choir where you're with them face to face?
With the virtual choir, it's surreal, utterly surreal, because I'm alone in a room with a camera guy, and there's no music at all. It's just in my head, right?
Yeah.
So I'm doing these 5-minute takes of just me.
Silence.
Yeah. So it's bizarre, and it's, like sometimes I'll be cueing altos who aren't there, or cueing sopranos, and then, of course, with a real choir or a real orchestra, the feedback is immediate.
Yeah.
So everything is affected that way. So it's a bizarre process, but in a weird way, the ultimate performance in the virtual choir is, in a way, the purest performance I have, because it's exactly what it sounds like in my head, if you know what I mean.
So bearing that in mind, would you ever consider a virtual orchestra?
Yes, we talk about this all the time. We get asked about it all the time. The trick is, first of all, it's an extraordinary amount of work.
Yeah.
It takes months and months of planning, and then months and months of building the thing. And what I'm worried about is that there's something about masked voices that is just very human.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There's this beautiful poetry of human beings using this primitive instrument to come together over this very modern technology. What I'm afraid of is that you'll have 10,000 violins, and it's just going to sound like 50 violins. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like somehow you lose the poetry of it. That being said, every time we sit down to do it, I say, okay, now's the time. Now we do an orchestra. So it's not out of the question. We just haven't jumped in yet.
And lastly, can you pinpoint one work that's really inspired you, one musical work that throughout your journey you've sort of used as your inspiration?
By another composer?
By another composer.
Oh my
God.
God.
You could choose yourself.
No.
Sorry, it's quite a tricky question.
No, it's not. I mean, there are a number of them. It's the work. There's two, the Bach B minor Mass, and also the St. John Passion, and then Stravinsky Rite of Spring. These are pieces that, I mean, I'm stealing from them constantly, but also they're works that I hold like sacred texts, that I listen to them and I open the scores and I cannot believe a human being could do this. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's so far beyond anything I could conceive or begin to build that I'm awestruck by them. So I suppose I'm inspired by them.
Well, yes, thank you very much.
Yeah, my pleasure.
It's been lovely to meet you.
You as well. Thank you both.
Thank you.